Tim, that's right. You brought up so many good points there. This is a topic that is so crucial that we address during this time as so many people are staying at home. And yes, the Interval House does great work up in the northern part of the state, but we know specifically down in Fairfield County, that's where the most amount of COVID-19 cases are. So the most amount of people staying home down in the southern part of the state. So what do you do if you find yourself in that situation? Here's Debra Greenwood with more.
We're seeing an increase in domestic violence cases, obviously, as people are quarantining, they're staying at home, and maybe that means for some folks that they're not able to escape a violent partner. We were talking with Interval House, which I know deals primarily up in the northern part of the state, but you guys at the Center for Family Justice, you kind of primarily deal down in Fairfield, New Haven County, down in that sector. Just wanted to ask you and get your take on what you guys have been seeing from your standpoint with the coronavirus and how it's impacted domestic violence.
So we've seen an increase in services ourselves down in the greater Bridgeport area, with so many folks not being able to walk into the center. Being located in Bridgeport, being right on a bus line, it's been very convenient for so many folks to be able to come in, speak to one of our counselors, whether it's scheduled or not. So obviously we're working remotely, but one of the things we are seeing now is the increase not only in calls, but the increase from current clients and those that are calling that are new, that truly do need to reach out and figure out what they can do. They're in a situation where the abuser's living in the house. So these are mostly new folks, and they're trying to figure out how they can still get support and counseling and get out of the abusive situation. So the first week, we really did not see an increase. The second week, it was starting to escalate a bit. And now that we're reaching our third week, we're starting to see a significant increase in calls and need to get help. And most of the folks that are doing that are people that do have children living in the household.
What would your recommendation be for somebody who's maybe in that situation and is afraid and just doesn't know where to turn to or where to look? It doesn't even know what services are available.
I'd highly recommend that if they're having a hard time trying to call the hotline and speak to someone, if they have an electronic device, if that's possible, whether it's through their phone or a laptop or any type of mobile device, go right onto our website. We are looking at any way someone wants to leave a message at the Center for Family Justice.org. So our counselors and our staff are looking there. If they need to reach out electronically, they can do that. And we will make sure that we're trying to protect their confidentiality to get back to them.
Also, as there's so many people, kind of the stay-at-home order put in place, specifically down in Fairfield County, where we know the most amount of COVID-19 cases are, what is the situation in terms of safe houses and places where they can be removed if worst case scenario, they do need to leave their home? Is there kind of a protocol set in place that's, obviously the governor trying to keep gatherings of 5 people or less? How are you guys getting people out of those situations, out of those homes?
Yes. So if someone does need to get out of a situation, that they should still reach out to our hotline number. We will definitely, it's called Safe Connect, and that's through the Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence. All of our hotlines are on 24/7. Certainly if someone needs to be removed, if they call that number, we will work with them. We will provide transportation. That is something that the entire state of Connecticut, through the Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence, has worked out, where if we need to get someone removed to go to a safe place, we're still working with individuals to do that. So they shouldn't stay if they feel they have to get out. They should definitely not stay in a scenario. And the obvious is always, if they have to call 911 and call their local police department, to not hesitate to do that as well. We certainly work hand in hand with our police departments, who also are still connecting to our hotlines as well. So our strongest partners are law enforcement.
And now the Center for Family Justice primarily deals with Fairfield County. Would you say, what kind of sectors are you guys responsible for?
So besides the greater Bridgeport area, we also serve the towns of Monroe, Stratford, Fairfield, Trumbull, and Easton. So certain towns that might have more isolation, in our suburban towns, certainly please know that they can also call that hotline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Many times when you are outside of a larger town or city like Bridgeport and you're in a more isolated suburban town, many times people don't feel that they might have access to the services. We're here to serve folks that are in our suburban towns as well, so they definitely should call. We work with every local law enforcement agency, so as partners together we will support you. So if you need our support and services, we will have a counselor call you. We have live individuals that are answering the hotlines at any hours of the day, 7 days a week.
Such important information there. Our big thanks to Debra Greenwood and all the work that they do at the Center for Social and Family Justice. So again, there is a phone number for those hotlines. We do want you to know that they are available 24/7 for those services for those who are survivors of sexual abuse or survivors of domestic violence, or if you find yourself in one of these scary situations. We're going to have all that information posted at fox61.com as well. All right, Tim, back over to you.